Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for July 2026. We have made it to half the year just about now, and things are starting to heat up and accelerate as well. So before we get into the personal forecasts, I just want to share with you the upcoming events that are happening for us this month. We have a new moon in the sign of Cancer, and this is happening on July the 14th at 21 degrees. Okay? And we also have Mercury in the sign of Cancer, retrograde, but it will be turning direct on the 23rd, and it'll be in its shadow for another week before it is fully direct. Okay, so we have the lunar nodes that are now in Pisces, on the Pisces Virgo axis, shifting to the Aquarius Leo axis. Okay, and this is a big deal. There's a lot happening with Pluto and Aquarius now, and not only with the North nodes, but during this month, Pluto will conjunct the full moon, and that's in Aquarius happening on the 29th. Okay, so this is like fated karmic energy that is going to be changing us in some way, with it being in Aquarius and Leo. It's about being or offering more to things that are bigger than who you are, as opposed to Leo is about self, okay, and doing all the things for me kind of energy. But this is some impactful energy that is going to change humanity. There is a transformation that is taking place. And for each of you, this will be happening in a place in your chart where Aquarius sits. Okay? And wherever Aquarius sits, Leo is in opposition 180 degrees from that. So it's going to be affecting Aquarius and Leo. But this is going to be some good change for all of the fixed signs: Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. And this is going to be for the next 18 months that the shine is going to be on these fixed signs. Okay, so be ready so you don't have to get ready. All right, so now we have I did mention Mercury, turning direct, but while Mercury is in retrograde, this is a good time to turn inward and correct or revise, reevaluate what what we feel is ready to be released, because this lunation that's coming up on the with the full moon and the conjunction with Pluto is a part of that process of letting go of things. Now, this new moon in Cancer on the 14th is setting us up for giving us the opportunity to redefine, home and belonging, our tribe, and connect with our feelings of inner security that comes from within. So you have to be secure within yourself. And this has to do with resetting our central nervous system, okay? And this process happens when we allow ourselves to experience the fear and the pain so we can let go of it. And once we see, feel, and understand what those triggers are or overstand, that's when we can take our power back from those old patterns that we've been bound to, let go of old contracts, vows, oaths, bonds that no longer serve us. So this is this new moon energy starting to set us up for what we need to look at and start to work on so that at the full moon we can start to release, and this energy will stay around for 6 months. But all of this is a process to get us to the next, stage in our own personal evolution, but not only that, the evolution of the collective societies. Okay? So, now that I've given you the overview, let's get into the forecast. So I will see you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Virgo risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro, and this is your monthly forecast for July 2026. So I did an overview. You can check that out if you want to see you want to know the highlights for the month of July. But here I'm going to give you just a tad bit of what to expect, and then we'll move on, okay? So this month we have a new moon in Cancer, and that's on July the 14th. The lunar nodes shift from Pisces axis to the Aquarius axis, and Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. Okay? So, and we have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, and Pluto will conjunct the north nodes at that time. All right, so on the 3rd, we have Jupiter in Leo, and it will square Chiron in Taurus. Now, the lunar axis, these are about fated experiences or changes that we are moving towards, okay? So Chiron is also called the wounded healer, and he's here to put some light on areas that we've forgotten that caused us some patterns to react on when we are touched, when those wounds are touched on. So Jupiter is in Leo, and it's squaring Chiron in Taurus. So Jupiter is in your 12th house of the unseen, the place where we retreat to our subconscious patterns. Hidden enemies are there, and our escapism. Long distance travel is also about that. Large animals like those in Africa are about the 12th house. Charities are 12th house energies as well. And then Chiron is in the sign of Taurus. And this is happening in the 9th house. And the 9th house is about the belief system. It's really the home of Jupiter. Where Jupiter is expansive, the 9th house is expanding our minds, higher learning, our belief system, philosophy, other cultures, long distance travel, teaching, publishing. and things like that. So that's a lot to take in. So we have the 12th house of the unseen and the house of higher beliefs. And Jupiter is in the 12th house and it expands things, okay? So the friction here, this is a square, so that brings a push and pull energy. You may feel like your private hopes, because of the 12th house energy, or inner confidence are clashing with your doubts about your beliefs or life direction. You may feel pulled to retreat and regroup, while another part of you wants certainty, proof, or a stable philosophy you can trust. Okay, so this is a square and it is a transit. So this too shall pass, but it comes into play to show us where we need to create balance, okay? Where we need to grow, okay? Because that's what squares do. They bring this tension so that we can learn from it and become better at it. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth. We have Mars in Gemini, and it is conjuncting Uranus, and this is in your 10th house of public reputation. And Mars can be pushy, argumentative, and Gemini likes that social energy, and it's conjuncting Uranus, which is a electric energy that moves very quickly, and it will change something rapidly, and you won't even know what happened. So that's this quick, fast Uranus energy conjuncting with Mars, this straightforward, pushy, large and in charge energy. So you may experience a sudden job shift, announcement, promotion, or conflict with a boss. You may want to launch media, writing, sales, teaching, tech, or social platforms. You may make a sharp public statement that gains attention fast, for the better or worse, or you may have a breakthrough idea that changes how you want to be seen professionally. Okay? Hope is for the better. All right. On the 9th, we have Venus moving into the sign of Virgo, and this is in your first house. This is the house of self, how you see yourself, how you look, how you carry yourself, and how others see you as well. So this transit can make you seem more polished, agreeable, and attractive, while also bringing a stronger focus on grooming, style, and self-improvement. Okay, Virgo have these perfect pictures, want things to be straight, and everything has to be right. So there we have it with this Virgo energy in the sign of Venus right now. All right. So on the 20th, we have Jupiter in Leo, trining Neptune in Aries. Now, the trines are gifts from God. These are things that just drop into your lap. Well, whether it's expected or unexpected, it just comes to you. Okay, so Jupiter in Leo is in your 12th house. Neptune in Aries is in your 8th house. Okay, so we have two soulful planets, Jupiter expanding, Neptune is deep. Okay, it touches our subconscious and our past life energy, our psychic energy is where Neptune goes. The only thing about Neptune is that it's boundless, so it can get out of control, or you can go out of control, have less control over your self, because Neptune, is it's kind of foggy energy. It is foggy energy. And Jupiter is expanding the area in the 12th house, because that's where it's sitting. So this transit may bring greater trust in your inner guidance, which is good, dreams, because that's Jupiter expanding good things here, meditation or retreat time. You have easier access to forgiveness, emotional release, and behind the scenes support. You may be inspired to do healing work, therapy, research, or creative projects that need solitude. Okay? So these are blessings from above. On the 22nd, we have the Sun in Leo moving into the 12th house. And Jupiter is already in Leo in the 12th house on the 20th. So you may want more solitude or downtime than usual. Behind the scenes work may matter more than recognition, even that feels less even if that feels less satisfying at first. And worries, buried emotions, or unfinished matters may come up for review and release, which is good. Okay, on the 26th, we have the nodal changes. The Pisces Virgo axis moves out and shifts to the Aquarius Leo axis. And we know we have Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. So on the 29th, we have the full moon in Aquarius, and this is happening in your sixth house of routine, your work, being of service, your health, subordinates, co-workers, authority figures are also there. So the full moon, there may be a work issue or routine that reaches a turning point. You may become more aware of stress, fatigue, or body signals. You may have a need for more flexibility, teamwork, or unusual solutions that can surface. Old habits that are inefficient or unhealthy may be ready to be released. Okay? Because this is the area of your transformation, Virgo rising. So we have the full moon in Pluto conjunct the node. Now, this conjunction may be fate intense or development oriented, like a moment that pushes you beyond old habits. This may present itself as an insight into your work, into your role at work, a health decision, or a realization that your current routines needs to evolve. Okay, so your transformation is going to be in your sixth house of health, daily routine, work, being of service. All right, so pay attention, Virgo, because you only want the best, right? All right, so until next time, bye for now.